Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com, and in this video I'm going to talk about my stupid credit union. But first I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already, and if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So I was trying to think about what I was going to do a video about today, and I kept getting distracted by my stupid credit union because I was trying to make a car loan payment and trying to do it fairly quickly because I was in danger of being late, and I'll talk about why in a second. And I could not get my little credit union to give me any sort of satisfaction in getting my payment made quickly, which sometimes is the danger when you deal with smaller credit unions versus a traditional bank. So I didn't have a relationship with this credit union until I bought the car, and as part of the financing thing, they set us up with this credit union, and it was an extremely low rate because I'm usually a little bit wary of having the car dealer be the one to provide the financing. But anyway, so we're fine with it. A little bit of a throwback, still has the old paper coupons that you have to send in, and maybe a lot of people are doing that, but it feels like that is a little bit of a throwback to me. But anyway, we send in the coupon every month, and it hasn't really been a problem. Maybe one time it was a problem. But anyway, so what happened recently was in my local city, someone robbed, well actually a little further away, someone robbed a mail carrier, and they got the keys to, I guess, pretty much all of those big blue mailboxes that sit outside of post offices. So this person, I guess, was able to just come to our local city and open up the blue mailbox and just take all the mail out of it. And so what happened was, I was unaware that this had happened, but after about 2.5 weeks had gone by and my auto loan payment had not been cashed and another payment had not been cashed, I said, why are those checks not getting through to the places that they're supposed to go, especially since one of them was my water bill, which should have taken like one day to get to its destination. So anyway, I found this out and I said, well, now my car loan payment is going to be late. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to go and call them, or I'm going to jump online and set up an online banking account, and I'll pay it off quickly to make sure that I'm not late because I was getting right to the end. So I go to sign up for the online account. Well, it doesn't work. They say that somehow my information does not match the information that they have for me on file, right? So then I'm like, all right, well, now I'm gonna have to call them. So I call them and it rings and it rings and it rings and it rings and it rings. And then after a very long time, finally the automated thing shows up and says that you're like, second in line, which you would think would mean that you are going to get service very quickly, but it really doesn't, because at the local credit union, there aren't that many people actually answering the phone. But anyway, finally somebody does get on and they tell me, okay, well, no, the check did not come through. We don't see it. And, we post that stuff quickly, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, well, I'd like to make a payment. And she says, well, I don't know why you couldn't do it online. Do we have your email address, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, here's my email. And I'm like, oh, that's different. Okay. So she's like, well, I'll have someone from accounting call you back and, give you your options so that you can make this payment fast and make sure that you don't get charged that late fee. And I said, great. And so I'm thinking it's weird that accounting has to email to give me the options. And I'm thinking accounting is never going to email to give me the options. But anyway, I decided to let it roll for a couple hours. And actually accounting does get back to me by email, and it's some other person, and gives me 4 options on how I could potentially pay my bill. And you would think that one of those options would be, we fixed the online system so that you could now get into it and you can make your bill payment. But that is not one of them, and that is not mentioned at all. So my options then were to send a check in. Duh, obviously I've already tried that, and now I'm getting too close to my due date. One of them is I can fill out an ACH thing so that they can every month take out the money from my account, but I could do a one-time payment if I wanted to, but it was like a 2.5-page form, and I'm like, I don't really feel like filling out this form right now. Or I could go online to this secondary thing that they have that I don't have to log into and use my debit card, but they were going to charge me 4%, which would be like a $16 charge, which was annoying to me. And then the fourth option was, well, our credit union isn't really all that close to you, but you could drive to a couple of these other ones that are close to you, bring your photo ID and blah, 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 give them your account number, and then you can do it there. So they gave me these 4 options, but none of these options were, here, now you can log into the system and you can just make your payment in our online banking. So I emailed back and I said, thank you for that quick reply, but can't you just set me up for online banking so that I can make the payment quickly and not get that late charge? And she emailed me back fairly quickly, which I appreciated, and she said, we don't have that set up yet. Now, this credit union has been around for a long time, probably 100 years. It started as the credit union for employees of a large local corporation, and then it expanded to include pretty much anyone who lived or worked in the area. So they are not new to the banking game, and online banking is not exactly a new concept. So online banking is sort of where things are going now. Coupon books, not so much. Now, I know this might not sound like a major life ordeal. I could just go up to the credit union that is sort of a sister credit union 10 minutes away from me and make the payment in person, just like how my mom used to bring me with her to JCPenney to make her credit bill, or pennies as she used to call it, and she used to do it in person. But no one wants to make their payments in person anymore. It is not 1978. It is a competitive world. We've got things to do, and there are variants running amok. So I still haven't made the payment. It's like I'm so annoyed by the fact that I can't do it online that I'm paralyzed. I did a video a while back comparing and contrasting banks versus credit unions, and in that video I talked about the fact that some credit unions are huge, like Navy Federal Credit Union really is just a bank. You're going to have the same banking experience, but there are thousands of these other smaller credit unions like this one that I am hooked up with that might be good in terms of getting you a pretty good rate on your auto loan or your mortgage, or maybe they'll have a cool credit card if you are someone that can become a member. But on the customer service end, things might still be working like it is 1978. And so you might call in and it rings and rings and rings. And that experience is not something that is completely, unique to me here. So sometimes the smaller credit unions are good on the one end. They're still struggling on the other end to get themselves to the year 2021. All right, this was mostly a rant and not too much educational about this video, other than the fact that you may have learned that I am kind of a baby. If you want to tell me about it in the comments below, I would welcome your messages. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thanks for watching. Bye.